My father placed his fork down, looked straight into my eyes, and said, "Emily, it's time you give up your plans. Your sister needs your future more than you do." My mother nodded like it was the most normal thing in the world, as if my entire life was something they could hand over like a receipt. And at that graduation dinner, surrounded by strangers laughing and celebrating, my whole world tilted. My name is Emily Carter, 22 years old, first-generation college student, the girl who worked 2 part-time jobs and still graduated with honors. Tonight was supposed to be the night my parents finally said they were proud of me, but instead it became the night they asked me to sacrifice everything. We were sitting in a polished Italian restaurant, my favorite place, but suddenly unfamiliar because of the tension that clung to the air. Across from me sat my parents, and next to them, my younger sister Jenna, perfect, charming, always the priority, the golden child. I'd spent 4 years believing that if I worked hard enough, sacrificed enough, maybe I could earn a place in their hearts. But instead, I earned a demand. "What do you mean?" "Give up my plans?" I asked, my voice barely steady. My mother folded her napkin carefully. "Your job offer in Seattle, the apartment, the relocation package, everything." Jenna twirled her hair, not even pretending to look guilty. "She needs stability, Emily," my mom continued. "Her acting dreams didn't work out. She needs a fresh start. You already have your degree. You'll figure something out." I stared at them, waiting for the punchline. None came. They wanted me to hand over my life, like I was some kind of spare part. I felt heat rise in my chest. "Mom, Dad, I worked for this. I earned it." Dad leaned back, crossing his arms. "And Jenna needs it more. She's struggling. You're stronger. You'll survive." There it was again. That toxic justification they had used my whole life. I survive. Jenna deserves. Mom reached across the table. "We've always trusted you to make the responsible decision." Responsible, meaning sacrifice yourself for your sister. Again, I swallowed hard, my hands trembling under the table. 4 years of memories hit me like waves. Working late nights while Jenna slept, paying my own tuition while they paid for her hobbies, being the adult since the age of 12. I looked at Jenna. She shrugged. "It's not my fault I'm not as organized as you." I almost laughed, from anger, not humor. Dad cleared his throat. "We already told Jenna she can move to Seattle using your package. She needs the fresh start more than you do. You'll stay home for now." "You already told her?" I whispered. "Before even asking me?" Mom shook her head. "And this isn't up for debate." My chest tightened. The room felt smaller, people louder, laughter sharper. Then Dad said the line that cracked something inside me. "You owe this family. It's your duty as the eldest." Duty. My entire life, duty meant surrender. But tonight, something in me snapped. "I'm not giving Jenna my life," I said. The table went silent. My mother blinked slowly, as if I'd spoken a foreign language. Dad's jaw tightened. Jenna's mouth dropped open. "Excuse me?" Mom hissed. "I said no," I repeated louder this time. Dad leaned forward. "You will not disrespect us on your graduation day." I took a shaky breath. "Respect goes both ways." Mom slammed her palm on the table, making the glasses rattle. "You ungrateful girl. After everything we've done for you? What have you done for me?" I asked before I could stop myself. Mom froze. Dad stared at me like I had committed a crime. The waiter approached cautiously, sensing the tension. We waved him away. Dad shook his head. "You think you got here on your own?" "Yes," I said boldly. "I actually did." Their silence was deafening. Mom exhaled sharply. "Fine. If you walk away from this family, don't come crawling back when you fail." My voice cracked. "I'm not walking away from the family. I'm walking away from being your sacrifice." Jenna scoffed. "You're being dramatic." I stared at her. This girl who never worked a day in her life, who treated my achievements as stepping stones, and who now expected me to give up everything because she felt entitled. My body was shaking, but my voice was calm. "Jenna, I'm not your backup plan." Dad pushed his chair back sharply. "Enough. You're going to sign the transfer papers tomorrow." "That's final." My heart dropped. Transfer papers? They'd gone that far? I couldn't breathe. The betrayal stung deeper than anything before. But something inside me hardened. "No," I said again. Firm, clear, unshakable. Dad's eyes burned. "You're making a mistake," Mom muttered. "We raised the wrong daughter." Those words cut deeper than any knife. I stood up slowly, my legs trembling. "Then I guess tonight proves it," I whispered. And I walked away. My parents didn't stop me. Jenna didn't call after me. They just watched. But what happened after I walked out? That changed everything. I stepped out into the cool night air, my chest tight, my breath shaky. The restaurant's warm lights glowed behind me, but inside, something had died. I stood there, clutching my graduation cap, wondering if I had just destroyed my family. Then, the door swung open. But it wasn't my parents. It wasn't even Jenna. It was my professor, Dr. Hartley, the one who had guided me through my honors thesis. He had been dining with colleagues in the other room and had overheard parts of the argument. He walked toward me with a concerned frown. "Emily, are you all right?" Just hearing someone say my name gently made my throat tighten. I shook my head. "Not really." He nodded slowly. "I heard enough to know they were asking you to give up your future. That's not something you should ever feel obligated to do." Tears burned behind my eyes, but I blinked them back. "I just wanted them to be proud of me. Just once." He sighed softly. "You're one of the brightest, strongest, most capable students I've ever taught. Their inability to see your value isn't a reflection of you." His words cracked something open, and the tears finally fell. He handed me a tissue. Then he said the sentence that truly changed everything. "Emily, I recommended you for a special mentorship program, and they accepted you." My breath caught. "Accepted? But I never applied." "You didn't have to. I submitted your portfolio myself. They want you. Full sponsorship, housing, travel, everything. Everything my parents wanted to take away. Someone else was offering to give back. But I thought the program closed months ago." "It did," he said, "but they reopened one slot. For you." My knees nearly buckled. This wasn't just an opportunity. It was freedom. A future no one could take from me. I whispered, "Why me?" He smiled. "Because you earned it, and because you deserve a life built on your own terms, not sacrificed for someone else's convenience." I closed my eyes, letting the words sink in. Then, the restaurant doors slammed open again. This time, it was my parents. Mum stormed toward me, her face bright red. "How dare you walk out on us like that? Do you know how embarrassing that was?" Dad pointed a finger. "You're coming back inside and apologizing to your sister." I wiped my tears away. "No, I'm not." "You ungrateful." Dr. Hartley stepped between us. "With all due respect," he said calmly, "you don't get to demand sacrifices from her." My parents froze, startled. "Who are you?" Dad barked. "Her professor," he replied, "and someone who actually sees her worth." Mom scoffed. "We raised her. We know her better than you." He shook his head. "No, you know the version of her you use, not the woman she's becoming." Jenna stepped out behind them, arms crossed. "So this is where you ran off to?" "Everyone inside thinks we're a dysfunctional mess now." I stared at her. "You think we're a mess because I said no? Not because you've expected my life to be yours?" She rolled her eyes. "You're being selfish." Something cold washed over me. For years I wondered if I was overreacting. Too sensitive, imagining the favoritism. But now, in one sentence, Jenna confirmed everything. "Selfish?" I whispered. "For wanting the life I earned?" Jenna shrugged. "Well, I needed more." Dad nodded. "Exactly." And that was my answer, my final clarity. I inhaled deeply. "Well, I don't need you anymore." Mom's face twisted. "Oh, stop this dramatics." "No," I said quietly. "For the first time, I'm not dramatizing anything. I'm choosing myself." Dad laughed bitterly. "You'll regret this. You'll fail without us." Dr. Hartley stepped closer. "She won't be without support. She's been accepted into an elite mentorship program." My parents' expressions cracked. Jenna blinked rapidly. "What program?" "Can I apply?" Mom snapped. "Why didn't she tell us?" I looked them in the eyes. "Because you would have found a way to give it to her instead." Their silence confirmed I was right. Dad pointed at me again. "We are your parents. You owe us respect." I nodded slowly. "And respect starts with respect. You taught me obedience, not love." Their faces stiffened. Then I said the words that freed me. "I'm done being your sacrifice." Mom gasped like I had slapped her. Jenna scoffed. Dad clenched his jaw. But I felt lighter than I ever had. My parents stormed off, dragging Jenna with them, furious, humiliated, muttering about choices and consequences. I watched them go, my chest trembling between grief and relief. Dr. Hartley placed a gentle hand on my shoulder. "You did the hardest thing a child can do." "It doesn't feel good," I admitted. "No," he said, "but it feels right." We walked to the parking lot together. He explained the details of the mentorship program. Fully funded research opportunity, paid stipend, housing, travel, industry connections. A future Jenna could never have taken from me even if she tried. That night, in my tiny apartment, I packed my graduation cap into a box. Then I packed my future into a suitcase. The next morning, I received 3 texts from Mom. "Come home now. We need to talk about your responsibility. If you walk away from this family, don't expect to come back." I replied with one message. "I love you, but I won't lose myself to keep you comfortable." They didn't respond. But Jenna posted a story online. "Some people can't handle being a team player." I didn't reply. Because I didn't need to. I boarded the plane 2 days later. As we took off, I watched my city shrink beneath me, and for the first time in my life, I wasn't scared of letting go. The mentorship program became the turning point of my entire life. I made friends who respected me, mentors who valued my effort, a life I built with my own choices, not ones forced on me. Weeks later, Dr. Harley emailed me. "Proud of you, Emily. You said no to losing yourself, just in time to say yes to your future." I saved that message, because it reminded me, walking away wasn't abandonment. It was self-rescue. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is say no. Not out of rebellion, not out of anger, but out of self-preservation. Family doesn't have the right to demand your dreams as payment for love. And you don't owe your future to anyone who never protected it. What about you? Have you ever had to stand up to your family for your own future? Share your story in the comments.